Okay, hi Albert, how you doing? So I want to look at your final piece here. This is pretty much, everything got turned in, kind of jumbled up in order. So I, I feel like I've seen this before, and I feel like I've critiqued this piece before. So I'm not sure if this is the same piece. It sure looks like it. So the the same comments um, pretty much apply. Just to review, I think the front cover here. Masthead area is a little underdeveloped. We don't have an issue number or any folio information. Then you go immediately to this huge image right here. And the problem with that is that you've got a lot of competition here for hierarchy. Mainly, I think that you're making it really hard for yourself to establish hierarchy because of this bright red background that you've used on the masthead. These small headlines here, and then this area here where the UPC is. So I just, it's not to say that that's not bad. It's exciting. I just need to see it work together with the type and with the images, as opposed to, I know that when I look at this site, this page, the first thing I look at is this area. Then I go straight here. Then I go straight here. And of course, if you're leaving the page, if you're resting your eye on the edge of a page, there's a real good chance you're going to leave the page, and you don't want that unless you're planning an exit strategy for the page itself, which usually continues to another page. You want to try to keep the viewer in here as long as possible. So I think this whole thing here is working against you. Typography wise, we've got some strange spacing here. I know you informed me that that wasn't the intent, and that was just the way that this was rendered. That's fine. Really super tight leading here, super tight kerning. I'm sorry. This image here has been stretched. You can see it's like an oval, so it looks like that's been stretched to fit that image. And you don't ever want to do that. You always want to constrain the proportions whenever you are resizing images. This image here has been stretched too. The background image that's okay. And now typography for this page is, I really think you're trying to do too much with image. And let me just show you what I mean. Okay, instead of concentrating on solid typography and establishing your hierarchy based on typography, you're using a lot of different visual cues that unfortunately are working against each other. Let me show you what I mean. So you have the first thing that we look at here, of course, is this area up top. That's because we tend to start at the top left-hand side of the page. So we're going to start right up here. We have an immediate confrontation going on here because this word contents and these words front cover are very, very, very close to being the same size. So we don't have any hierarchy there. So it immediately confuses the viewer as to where do you want me to go from here, okay? And then the way that this is split up, I talked about this before, these are events, but what's happening to your hierarchy of your page is that you have, this confrontation going on here. Then you have a lot of images, and then you have all of these page numbers. So there's like these page numbers stacked up like this. Believe it or not, that's drawing a lot of attention to that area because of the negative space. So I remember suggesting that you don't use all of the pages. Just use the page number that the story starts on. Okay, and then that again, another visual cue there. So a lot of competition within itself on this page here. And excuse me, spring allergies. Got my window open and my fan on. Probably shouldn't have done that. But anyway, so here's what we have, Cars of the Future. And then this is your interior spread. And I talked about this before. We don't have any folio information. And I would have liked to have seen this designed as a spread. I know you did. I can see it by the headline and then the continuation of that gray. And then, of course, this red line that goes through the middle. And what this is doing effectively is this is really compartmentalizing the page. It's turning it into modules as opposed to free-flowing pages. So you have this compartment here, then this compartment here, then this compartment here, then this compartment here. Even if this page was moved up over here and placed next to this page here, it's still going to be compartmentalized. So my intent here of a spread was to for students to show me a continuation of type from one page to the next, so that you can design a spread based around a headline and an image, a whole two-page spread, as opposed to designing around one page. Okay, so I think you fell short on that. I know I mentioned that before, but okay, and that's all I got really. If you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me. But otherwise, it's a good start, and I know you've had some issues, but it's a very good start. Thank you, Albert.